Why is Iron Man considered the dawn of the Marvel dream? Back in the day, Marvel was barely scraping by, selling off superhero rights to stay afloat. Spider-Man, sold to Sony, became a massive hit. Even DC's Batman was killing it next door. With bankruptcy looming, Marvel went all in. In 2007, they bet the farm on Iron Man for the big screen. 2008's release raked in $580 million, saving Marvel from the brink, kicked off a whole new universe. Fast forward 16 years. Now, Marvel's movies keep getting worse, but look back and you'll see it's not that today's stuff is bad, it's that the old stuff was just that good. So today, we're rewatching Marvel's game changer, Iron Man. Tony Stark, the real power behind Stark Industries. A straight-up genius, built a circuit board at 4, made an engine at 6, graduated MIT at 17, took over Dad's company, turned it into America's top weapons maker. Peak success, but privately, total playboy. Woke up to a different woman every morning. Dude was drained. Lived in some tiny hillside shack, just a few thousand square feet. Had his secretary and assistant, Pepper Potts, babysitting him 24/7. That day, he demoed a new superweapon for the military. Should have been an easy payday. But trouble was brewing, the kind he'd never forget. On the ride back, military convoy got ambushed. Tony barely escaped. Hid behind a rock. Then something landed next to him. Oh good, just one of his own missiles. Wait, boom. Anyone who survived missile hits knows, if you're not dead, you're alive. Lucky for him, he was wearing that fancy bulletproof vest. Still took shrapnel to the chest though. Faded in and out. Woke up in some strange cave. Weird tubes shoved up his nose going straight to his lungs. A magnet jammed into his chest. Hooked up to a car battery. No clue why, and some random dude just standing there says his name's Yinsen. Another scientist kidnapped by terrorists. That chest device? His handiwork. Stops shrapnel from reaching Tony's heart. Take it out. Instant death. Then the terrorists Yinsen mentioned bust in. Turns out they want Tony to build his newest weapon here. Show him their armory. Got all the materials you need. What Tony sees next floors him. Every weapon's from Stark Industries. He made weapons to protect peace. Now they're these guys' murder tools. His whole belief system crumbles, but survival comes first. Plays along like he'll cooperate. Secretly, already planning his escape. First step, ditch the car battery hooked to his chest. Rips open missile parts, extracts just the palladium core, dismantles 11 missiles, melts them down, reshapes the metal. Ends up with a palladium ring, bracelet-sized. Slaps on a permanent magnet. Precision, welding later. Voila, a miniaturized arc reactor. Don't let its palm-sized frame fool you. Pumps out 3 billion joules per second. Not only replaces the chest device, but has another big purpose. While Yinsen's still confused, Tony whips out a stack of blueprints. Only when overlapped do they reveal the truth, a full Iron Man suit. To keep it on the down low, every component's built separately for final assembly. After weeks of work, all parts are ready, but during a leg mechanism test, busted by the terrorist's bald leader. So he storms in with his goons, demanding answers. Holds Yinsen at gunpoint. Tony promises the weapon will be ready tomorrow, but only with Yinsen's help. That buys Yinsen some time. No choice, they pull an all-nighter. Finally finish the last piece around midnight. Leather jacket on, gloves and neck guard secured. Assembles the suit in a camera blind spot. Yinsen gets antsy when Tony disappears. Sends lackeys to check. But Tony rigged the entrance. 2 minions go flying. Tony knows time's running out. Gotta boot up the suit first. To buy time, Yinsen grabs a gun and charges out. Makes it barely past the cave mouth before getting pinned down. But his sacrifice isn't in vain. Tony's progress bar hits 100%. Mark the Verpoorn, Iron Man's first prototype goes live. Clunky? Hell yes, but bulletproof and packing serious muscle. Enemies might as well be tissue paper against this metal beast. Though the rookie armor's power controls, sketchy. One dumb goon thinks he's got an opening. Big mistake. With pests handled, Tony rushes to find Yinsen, only to walk right into the bald leader's ambush. Takes a rocket to the chest. Tony counters fast. Aim's still wonky though. Leader goes down in rubble. Finds Yinsen barely breathing. First ally, gone right before his eyes. Tony's rage erupts. Stomps to the cave mouth. Torches everything with flamethrowers. After the firestorm, turns his fury on the weapons cache. These Stark Industries tools of war, the real root of all this evil. Only when every last weapon's reduced to ashes, Tony triggers the escape thrusters and blasts skyward. Turns out the suit's fuel tank's nearly empty. Crashes in the desert after a short flight. Armor's in pieces, but Tony walks away with just scratches. The military's been searching non-stop. Soon, 2 rescue choppers buzz overhead. Crisis officially over. What he doesn't realize, those scattered Mark I fragments in the desert, they'll come back to haunt him. Near-death experience changes Tony. Weapons don't bring peace, just endless war. Calls an immediate press conference. Makes a decision that'd make his dad roll in his grave.
I am shutting down The Weapons Manufacturer Division of Stark International.
Media goes wild. Arms company quitting arms. What's next? Charity work. Stark Industries stock plummets 50%. Partner Obadiah Stane's livid. Tony couldn't care less. If this ordeal taught him anything, it's that he's got a heart, one literally cobbled together from scrap metal in a cave. Back home, he upgrades to Arc Reactor 2.0. New model's a beast. 10 billion joules per second. Outpowers a nuclear plant by 100 times. Has Pepper help swap it out. Just trash the old one, he says. Pepper holds the reactor, lost in thought, but Tony's not done. Got an even crazier idea now, a sleeker, deadlier suit than the Mark I. With the reactor's endless power, energy's no longer an issue. Redesigns the leg assemblies in record time. Progress marches on until he hits the big challenge, flight. Gotta take it slow. First test at just 10% thrust. Didn't expect. Did it fly or not? Now, onto the arms. Added thrusters in the palms for balance control, but
it's completely
perfect. Just needs some software tweaks. Tony suits up for takeoff. After 30+ attempts, finally gets the hang of balance. Hardest part's done, just needs the outer shell now. With Jarvis' help, Mark II starts auto-assembling. All parts self-adjusting, custom fit to Tony's body. Zero movement restrictions. Pumped, Tony fires up the thrusters, blasts straight through the garage roof into the sky. Then gets a wilder idea. Test the altitude limit. At 40,000 feet, armor starts icing over. Thrusters and systems failing one by one. Total power loss. This fall would be lethal. Thinking fast, Tony manually deploys reverse flaps, shatters the ice. Mark II slowly reboots, pulls up just half a meter above ground. That adrenaline rush hooks Tony for life. Biggest grin ever. Makes it home in one piece. But the armor's so heavy, the roof collapses. Drops him straight into the garage. Taking it off, finds Pepper's gift on the table. Turns out it's his birthday. She framed the old reactor as a keepsake. Warm fuzzies. To fix Mark II's icing weight issues, switches to aerospace-grade gold titanium alloy. Even gives Mark III a fresh paint job. Final design ready. Jarvis handles the rest. Been MIA too long, time to make an appearance. Then it hits him. Despite his weapons ban, Stark Tech's flooding terrorist hands. Got a rat in the company. Back home, Mark III's basically done. Watches news footage. His weapons slaughtering civilians. Rage ignites, upgrades the repulsor beams. Time to teach these terrorists what Iron Wrath means. Mark III goes live. Minutes later, hovering over an Afghan village. Place looks like hell on earth. Civilians sitting ducks, no way to fight back. A boy watches his father about to die. Pure despair. Then, Mark III drops like an avenging angel. Bullets bounce off as he tears through the militants. But these cowards use women and kids as shields. Tony plays hesitant, while Jarvis locks onto targets. A few precision shots end it. Some weasel tries to radio for help, gets dragged out and dumped before the survivors.
It's all yours.
Tony rockets skyward, target locked, the terrorist armory. Bam! A missile knocks him down. Gets up, bam! Another hit. Payback's a bitch. Soars up again. One charged repulsor blast obliterates the whole compound. On the return trip, U.S. military picks up an unidentified flying object. Two F-22s scramble to intercept. Tony evades at supersonic. Doesn't want to blow his cover, but a sidewinder clips him. No choice. Flares from the leg pods intercept. Can't fight back against friendlies. Finally calls his buddy Colonel Rhodes, "Get your boys off my 6. Clown show over. Meanwhile, that bald warlord's scavenging Mark I scraps in the desert. But this tech's way over his head. No way to rebuild it. Turns to Obadiah Stane, Stark Industries' founding father. The guy who built the company with Howard Stark. Basically, Tony's uncle. The traitor's been right under his nose. Baldy offers the armor scraps plus Tony's cave blueprints in exchange for an army of iron soldiers. But small fries like him, worthless now. Stane zaps him with sonic tech, nerves fried. Walks away clean.
All right, let's finish up here.
Back at HQ, Stane's already pushing the armor project. One huge problem though, the power source. Knows Tony miniaturized the arc reactor from their original designs. Thought it'd be easy to reverse engineer. Turns out, their top scientists are clueless.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave!
Snarky aside, at least they've got hair. What's your excuse, Stane? Meanwhile, Tony's still hunting the mole. Sends Pepper to copy all weapon transaction records, plans to have Mark III destroy every last one. But while digging through files, she uncovers the mother lode. Stane orchestrated Tony's kidnapping, and the company's secretly building something big. Of course, that's when Stane walks in. Pepper's quick though, plays dumb and slips away. Stane realizes the jig's up, goes for the kill, but Pepper's luck holds. SHIELD agents tracking Tony intercept her. No more pretending. Tony gets Pepper's call, can't even hear her warning before sonic pulse hits, full body paralysis. Stane's here, rips out Tony's arc reactor, out of respect for their bond. Doesn't finish him off. Why bother? No reactor equals dead Tony in minutes. But here's what he didn't count on. Tony's got a backup reactor, the very first prototype Pepper saved. Pepper's freaking out when Tony doesn't answer, sends Rhodey to check on him ASAP. Meanwhile, she rallies SHIELD to take down Stane. Rhodey arrives just in time, warns Tony about Pepper's suicide mission. Tony's heart stops, suits up, and guns it. At that exact moment, Stane's upgraded Ironmonger suit boots up, catches Pepper and agents red-handed. Lucky for them, a concrete wall buys precious seconds. Tony's not doing much better though. That old reactor's barely keeping Mark III alive. No hesitation, he floors it anyway. Gets there just as Stane's about to crush Pepper. Showdown, Next Gen versus Junkie. Ironmonger yeasts a sedan at Tony. Tony blasts it mid-air to save the driver. Only for some panicked soccer mom to stomp the gas and drag him down the street. Finally, shakes her loose. Bam! Ironmonger's fist meets his faceplate. That chest blast drained most of his power. Now he's just a punching bag. Stane gifts him a rocket to the chest. Good news? Mark III's armor holds. Only advantage left? Aerial mobility. Except Ironmonger's got jet boots now too. Tony hatches a plan fast. Knows these suits' altitude limit by heart. Just needs to lure Stane high enough to freeze. Pushes his dying reactor to the limit. Drags Stane into the stratosphere. Stane's gloating as he grabs Tony. Tony gives a light tap. Ironmonger goes into freefall. No time to celebrate though. His own suit plummets from power failure. Thank God for emergency reserves. Sticks the landing just fine. Thinks it's over. Starts removing the armor. Turns out Ironmonger's built like a cockroach. Where'd my repulsors go? Energy-depleted Tony's about to become a soda can. Quick thinking saves him, deploys flare countermeasures, fries Ironmonger's optics, and slips free. But this can't go on forever. Only one play left, the arc reactor downstairs. That overload blast could finish this. Has Pepper maxed out the reactor output? Then lures Stane right above it. Problem: he's outmatched now. Even his helmet's crushed to scrap. Blinded, Stane pops his faceplate, sprays bullets wildly. Lucky break, Ironmonger's targeting shot too. Pepper's ready now. Tony's resolved to go down with Stane. Pepper's begging him not to. No other way. The reactor overloads. Energy wave blasts Tony clear. Somehow, he survives. Stane, not so lucky. Mega voltage courses through him. Energy beam shoots skyward. When the dust clears, Stane's unconscious, plummets into the reactor. Kaboom! Instant ashes. Tony's not moving either, but that arc reactor, still flickering weakly. Few days later, Tony's back on his feet. The city's buzzing about mystery metal men. Civilians coined a badass name, Iron Man. SHIELD and the military prep a cover story. But Tony, screw the script. If I'm gonna be a hero, might as well own it.
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man global sensation overnight. Trust me, even if you just watch this recap, the original movie still hits different. That's the magic of a true classic.